Greetings. This is Mr. Bo Lofgren, and welcome to Monday, May 11th, 2020. First of all, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you. You've made this distance learning about as enjoyable as it could be. Why? Because of the hard work you're doing, the communication that I get from you, the smiles that I see when I talk to you online, or the pictures that your parents show, and just making my third grade experience this year just phenomenal. You saw at the beginning of the movie there, our episode, some very special people made a surprise visit to my house. And for those of you that did, you know who you are. Thursday and Friday, and just for that, wow, I really appreciate it. This has been a really hard time for a lot of people, parents, teachers, students, grandparents, folks that have lost their jobs, or people that are working and they're a little scared about getting sick, and just everybody in between. It's been the highlight of the last 2 months. Guaranteed. Just to see a bunch of people at my front door, and I'm like, what the heck's going on out here? So for those that did that and gave me a card or a gift, I really appreciate it. And if you didn't, you know what? You already gave me the best gift of all. It was way back in August when I got to meet you for the first time, and when we started school in September, the gift of the fact that I had the opportunity to teach you. I had the opportunity to get to know you over 6.5 months and spend, 7 hours every day for that amount of time with you. So our relationship is just only going to get better through time. And I'm just so thankful that I got the opportunity to teach you. So thank you. All right, enough of the mushy stuff. All right. I hope you all had a great Mother's Day too. Moms out there, you guys are amazing. I got to spend a great deal of time with my own mom. Delivered her some goodies on Saturday, and then yesterday we went, little secret, in the high school, if you like old books and like random stuff, they're giving away a whole bunch of stuff in the library. So I would try to go over there today or tomorrow and just go in there and say, hey, or if your mom or dad want to go check it out, I would go check it out. There's tons of cool stuff. Anyway, I brought her there because, well, she went to Holly too, and we found lots of good treasures. So I got to do that. My son Jonathan and I got some breakfast in bed for my wife yesterday, so that was pretty fun, and spent the day with her. And then also I got to see my mother-in-law too, had lunch with them. So it was a perfect Mother's Day. A little windy, a little cool, but it wasn't rainy, so life is good. I want to go through the items in the distance learning envelope that you received, and just kind of go through each envelope briefly. So first of all, the kind of the non-important stuff, you got an envelope that says extra on it, okay? In that envelope, extra, there's a bunch of Studies Weeklies for you, and I think there's one Scholastic News. So in the summertime, if you want to stay sharp, stay smart a little bit, let's say it's a rainy day, or, you have a long drive to the lake cabin, or, to the cities or somewhere, take one with in the car. Read it. If you do one thing, if you don't do anything, do some of the mini labs. The mini labs are great. Stuff you can do if you're bored. You'll learn a little of something, and then it might lead you to a book to read, or it might lead you to a video to watch, or a movie, or, a great discussion with somebody. So, again, none of this is homework. It's just extra stuff for you. I'm moving to 6th grade, so I don't need any of this stuff. So I might as well give it to kids that could use it. So that's the first one. The second one, I don't have an envelope, but you should have gotten another envelope that was marked MM, 2 M's. And you got a whole bunch of Mad Minutes, like 120 sheets. I don't know how many. I think it was that much, or 100. I don't know. Those are for you to do over the summer. If there's one thing you could do math related, do 1 Mad Minute a day. Just do one. And it's going to keep you fresh. It's going to keep those facts in your head. And you're going to be much more prepared for fourth grade. You're not going to have that summer slide. If you know your facts, you will be able to do anything else math related next year, fifth grade, sixth grade, and all the way up. You need to know those facts. So they're there for you. Okay. The third envelope is the third and final envelope in there. It doesn't say it on mine, but it should have said DL, all right, which stands for distance learning. So in that envelope, you should have, hold on one second, you should have like a math packet that looks like this. There's like 8 worksheets in it. So you have that. Okay, then you have what's called a basic facts test, all right, and I'll explain that, all right. You also have 3 issues of Studies Weekly. You have one that says Earth Sculptures, week 4. You have one that says Sharing the Earth, which says week 7. And then you have one that says Ecosystems, which is week 6. So those 3 will be graded. You also have a Scholastic News, the one that says Were You Tricked? That will also be a graded assignment at some point. And then you have a gray packet of cursive handwriting sheets. We've done cursive handwriting graded assignments before. We will do a couple of more. And then finally, you should have either a regular sheet like this or a really big one. Some of you got different sizes that says all about me or all about, it'll be you. This is something we will do, but we will not do it until next week, okay? So those are all the things in your in the 3 envelopes. And then the final thing, you should have gotten a little baggie with some random pieces of fabric, a piece of string, and then a large sheet of construction paper. That's for an art project we will do next week, all right? Speaking of art projects, if you have not completed the butterfly, please do that. I want those pictures of you. Make sure when you're done, you hold it, take a picture of yourself, because that's going to be coming up in a video that I'm making. I've got a big video project I'm making, and I'd like to have that in there. So, all right, so we are going to go to commercial break, and then we will talk about all of the things that we are going to do here on this lovely Monday.
Go to page 7. Whoop. Where's my 7? Oh. Now, wait a minute. Where's my 7? Aha! 7. Mm-hmm. 7.
Matt Painter, lucky number 7. I love those clips. I just took a little break. I went and took a walk at the nature center. Man, it is chilly outside this morning, so bundle up today and then tomorrow morning too. It's temperatures are going to dip down in the upper 20s, so bear that in mind if you go outside. Great to be out. I like the fresh air. It's nice. Just a little chilly. So let's take a look at what you have for Monday, May 11th. Now, I didn't give you a paper copy of your work, but I emailed it to your parents, and I'll also email it to you every day so you can check it out. So let's take a look. Reading, AR, continue to test at home. Congratulations. We've got 2 new lucky ducks that earn their goal. Mr. Easton Garai, woohoo! And Mr. Hudson Midtoon, yippee! Yeah! So you 2 guys, your AR gift and prize are in the mail. I dropped them off this morning. They should get there in the next few days. So congratulations. Awesome. That means there's 8 that have earned. There are 12 that have yet to get there. Don't panic. There's still time, but time is running out. You only have until next Friday. But whether you're 95% at your goal or you're 45%, you can still do it. Okay, you can do this. All right. All it's going to take is some hard work on your end, depending on how far away you are. Would love to see you get your goal. So that's always your option. Journal writing. I'm not going to go into detail, but here are the last 3 days, including today and over the weekend. So pick one topic and write about it. You're not going to be born a good writer. Writing is something you have to work on. So continue to write in your journal. Spend good time on that. And that's one thing you can do over the summer as well. Just write about what you did every day. Write about your thoughts, your feelings, why you're feeling that way. Okay, you'll also get into a studies weekly here, and I'll touch base on that in a minute. For math, let's take a look. Math, you have your Mad Minute. All right, so again, you have those to do. And then I'm going to do a little lesson here in a moment on measurement and division facts. All right, and then you're going to do the first page in that packet. There's a front and a back side. So you do the front and the back side. Both of them are graded. So that's it. Those are your assignments, and of course, you know what all your options are, IXL and all the other things, and so dive into those to keep yourself smart, keep yourself busy, all right? So we're going to go to a sponsor here, and then I'll be right back to go over your studies weekly.
Sugar.
Oh, that clip is as funny now as it was the first time I ever saw it. Oh boy, it's been a while since we've seen that. So, all right, good old sugar. Let's look at your Studies Weekly now. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Studies Weekly. Today and tomorrow, you'll be working on the Week 4 issue called Earth's Sculptures. We take a look at the front cover, and you see a big valley. It's reddish, and there's this clear river flowing through it. This is called the Grand Canyon. It's located in the southwest part of the United States. What made it look this way? Well, thousands of years of water and wind carving out of the rock. And basically the issue today and tomorrow, it's going to be talking about how wind, water, and ice have sculpted or changed the shape of landmarks on Earth. We open it up, and the inside, like I mentioned, you're going to read how wind, water, and ice have shaped our Earth. All right. One word that you'll come across is the word weathering. If something is weathered, it gets broken into smaller pieces and is washed away. Another word that you're going to learn about similar to that is the word erosion. So let's take a look at the mini lab here. Erosion. We see erosion with water, for example. If you get a really heavy rain and the water is flowing in the ditch or a field and you see a bunch of dirt washed away, that's called erosion. Or let's say you build a sandcastle and you build it next to the shore and a big giant wave comes by and washes it away. That's called erosion. Neat little mini lab here. All you need to do is have 3 plastic cups, clear, some plain M&Ms, and water. And you can do this quick little experiment to see the effects of water erosion. Okay, on the bottom, we've got 4 mini articles. Let's touch on the first 2. Have you ever heard of the saying, red sky at night, sailor's delight? Then there's another saying called red sky at morning is a sailor's warning. What do these things mean? Check it out and read it. Here's a little quick article about why tornadoes spin. Boy, we're getting to that point of the season where it's possible to get a tornado. My suggestion for you, well, obviously read this. It's fun to learn about it. But make sure you have a space at home. You know where to go if you're at home and you have a tornado. Talk to your parents about if you're at the lake cabin or grandma and grandpa's or somewhere else and there's a tornado warning, what to do. Okay, it's important to have those discussions. 2 other articles I want to highlight. Something called a barometer. Okay, a barometer is a tool that measures air pressure. Air pressure changes with the weather. So a barometer checks the air pressure, and if we know the air pressure, we can predict what the weather might be like. So if the air pressure is high, that means we're probably going to have clear skies. If the air pressure is low, then that means we have a storm coming. So check that out, barometer. Boy, this is pretty cool. This guy right here, you might look at this guy and be like, who's Louis Agassiz? Well, his name, you pronounce his last name Agassiz. Say Agassiz. And you may have heard that word, Agassiz. It's possible. Here's what's cool about this guy. All right, so take a look at these maps I'm going to show you. Louis Agassiz. Thousands of years ago, believe it or not, we were in an ice age. All right, Minnesota, North Dakota, a lot of the northern states, and then all of Canada was in an ice age. Now, if you take a look at this map, you can see this big sheet of ice. All right, this big sheet of ice. And then right below that, you see where it says Lake Agassiz. You see that? Well, over the course of time, the Earth started to warm up, and the ice eventually began to melt. All right? So what happened? Well, when ice melts, it turns to water, and here's what happened. This big giant lake formed called Lake Agassiz. They called it Lake Agassiz because Louis Agassiz had this idea, this theory that why is it so sandy in places like Hawley, and why is the farmland so rich and fertile? He began to do some digging and finding some clues, and he found there were patterns where there were rocks and sand and hills in certain areas that would determine that this is where a possible beach was. Something to notice when the next time you go to Fargo-Moorhead, you'll notice that when you go to Fargo-Moorhead, you'll kind of slowly be driving downhill the whole way. And then when you drive back home, you kind of go uphill. Hawley was right on the beach of Lake Agassiz, all right? And eventually the water, the lake receded, or it shrunk, and in the bigger holes, it left water there, which is why we still have so many lakes around here. But remember when we talked about when the Riverwatch gang came, and we learned that all the water from the Buffalo River drains to Hudson Bay? Well, that's why. If you take a look here, the light blue area, all the water in the light blue area eventually drains to Hudson Bay. Doesn't that kind of look like where Lake Agassiz was and where the glaciers were that covered our area? So anyway, Louis Agassiz, his nickname is called the Father of the Ice Age because he spent a lot of time researching this and found proof that this is what happened. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's go to the back page. A couple things to check out before I get to your assignment. Clouds. Here's another little mini lab. Did you know clouds have names? And you've probably noticed that not all clouds look the same. We have cirrus clouds, cumulus clouds, nimbus, and stratus. All right, and there are other clouds too that have more specific names, but these are generally the main four. So this week, take a look at those clouds, read about it, and see if you see any of these clouds outside today. Typically, during a nice day, you're going to see cirrus clouds on a nice day that's sunny, because those are those like really feathery-looking ones way up high. Anyway, check out those. And then on the bottom here, another little experiment that you can do to experiment with air pressure. Your assignments, as always, you have your crossword puzzle, 7 terms. You have 7 words. And then do the what's the force activity. That one should be pretty simple. Just draw a line to the picture, to the word that it matches, take a picture of it, and you are done with your Studies Weekly. That's it. And remember, your Studies Weekly is not due until tomorrow, all right? Okay, we're going to switch gears, go into math. All you need is this packet right here. Your assignment is to do the Measure Up page, and then on the back of that, you have a sheet it's a Mad Minute sheet, and it has a bunch of division facts, okay? So you're going to do those 2 assignments, take a picture of it, and send it to me. I'm just going to do a quick little lesson on measurement and division facts, okay? So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hope you like that video about Target Field. Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. There's a nice picture of it right there in the year it opened. It opened in the year 2010, the same year that some of you were born. Really missing baseball right now. Man, this is awful. So you might see another baseball clip or two before the year is over. If you've been there, you know what a great place it is. But don't worry, if you haven't been there, you'll get to go there during the 6th grade trip. That's one of the many places, fun stops that we have going on our 6th grade trip. All right, 2 things I want to talk about in math quickly. I'm going to talk about measurement and then division. All right, measurement. We measure things to see how long or how wide or how tall things are, and we have different units to tell us the length or the height or the width of something. When we want to measure something really short or very narrow, we're going to use centimeters or inches, right? Here's my ruler. This is 1 inch, okay? This is 1 centimeter, all right? So if I'm measuring things that are short, I'm going to use the units inches or centimeters. The next level up, if I want to measure how tall I am, how wide my door is, I'm going to use feet. Okay, reminder, 12 inches in a foot. All right. And then for larger objects yet or longer distances, I can use a yard. A yard has 36 inches or 3 feet. Yards are used in football. Or I can use a meter. All right. A meter has 100 centimeters in a meter. So I'm covering both what we call the standard units, which is what most Americans use. The rest of the world uses what's called the metric system. All right. So that's our little review for measuring. Now on to division. Okay, I've taught 3rd grade for a long time, and it's so great to see when kids get the multiplication. It's like, pouring gasoline on a fire. It's like you guys just take off and burn up, and it's awesome. And no different with you guys and girls. You folks have been fantastic. Don't forget about your addition and subtraction. You need to know those too, and sometimes we forget about those. But overall, your multiplication has been pretty solid. Then sometimes kids get to division, they found out, they have to learn how to divide, and they have to know the division facts, and they're like, oh no, I cannot do this. It's too hard. Baloney. If you know multiplication, you sure as heck can do division. Look, so I call this thing, when you see a division problem like this, you can call it whatever you want. I don't know if it's the right term, but I just call this a box, all right? So we're inside the box and we're outside the box. I don't know. It's something I made up. We have a number inside the box, and that number is typically going to be larger, all right? That's called the dividend. Dividend. Say that word, dividend. Dividend inside. On the outside is what we call the divisor, okay? Divisor. The number on top is what we want to find. We want to find the answer. The answer is called the quotient. Quotient. Dividend, divisor, quotient. You don't need to memorize those right now. And you sure don't need to know how to spell them right now. If you want to, hey, give yourselves a pat on the back. Okay? So how do we do this? Well, we need to know, think multiplication, folks. We need to know what number times 3 equals 15. Okay? What times 3 equals 15? Well, we could kind of guess and check. Well, what's 1 times 3? Is 1 times 3 15? 2 times 3? Well, let's take a look. It has a 5 in it. Should we try 5? 5 times 3, is that 15? Uh-huh. You just figured out what 15 divided by 3 is, all right, because you knew your multiplication, all right? It's that simple, all right? Let's do another one. Okay, that one's going to be on your worksheet. I'll find another one on your worksheet here. I'm taking a look here. All right, here's a really simple one. Let's say we have 14 divided by 2. 14 divided by 2. What number times 2 is 14? You know this, right? Well, let's guess and check. Let's try 5, because we did 5 last time. What's 5 times 2? Is that 14? Not on Earth. No way. So it's got to be a little bit higher. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2, 7 plus 7, 14. It's 7. 7 times 2 is 14. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay? Let's do one more, and then I think you got it under control. I'll find a little more challenging one. Let's say we have this one here. Ooh, this is a good one. 24 divided by 3. What number times 3 equals 24? Okay. Well, if I know in my head, easy facts with 3s, 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5, 5, 10, 15. 3 times 10 is 30. All right? So just those, knowing that, I kind of know where to go. It's going to be bigger than 5, but less than 10. All right? Well, let's try your 9 trick, right? 3 times 9. 1, 2, 3 times 9. 10, 20, and then 7, 27. 3 times 9 is 27, so it's not 9. 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. Another 8. 24. Ooh, I got my answer. I got my quotient. 8. Presto, that's it. You're done. Measurement sheet, division sheet, take pictures of them both, send it to me, and I guarantee it. I know it, you kids, it's going to be A+ work. Trust me. All right, trivia question coming up.
Yeah, morning, kids. Billy Bob here. Just got done riding. It's a little nippy, so make sure you dress up if you go out and enjoy the great outdoors. Here's today's trivia question. I wish I held the record, but I can't say that I do. The question is, in miles, what is the record for riding a motorcycle while sitting backwards? Woohoo! I can't wait to see your answers. Take a guess, and Mr. Lofgren will show at the end of this video. See you later, kids, and Merry Monday! Woo!
Yeah, Billy Bob. I don't think I'd want to picture Billy Bob sitting backwards. Certainly not driving a motorcycle backwards either. Answers coming up in a minute. So you have your items there to keep you busy. You have your assignments. Do the very best you can. Keep pushing yourself these last 2 weeks. All right? Make the best of it. Stay smart. Stay awesome. Stay you. Stay connected. All right? Check out Hangouts. Would love to see you today on Hangouts. And message me, send me pictures, anything you want to share with me. So until we meet again, this is Mr. Lofgren signing off. Enjoy your Monday, and I will see you soon. Bye.